Today is Merc Monday, guys. What's up, guys? My name is John. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and today is another Merc Monday, so welcome. If you're new to the channel, this is a little video series that I do every single Monday, and it is just me posting my earnings and just update on my Merc account. So I'm going to jump straight in with the numbers here, and I will quickly explain something. If you watched last week's video, you realise that the number right here is 318. Now, I did say last week that I was going to try and get this up to 400 by this point, and actually I do have less designs live than what I did last week, and I'll explain why. I couldn't be annoyed uploading anymore. No, I'm just joking. The actual truth is that I've decided to take some designs down, not for any reason like copyright or infringing. It's actually because of I've noticed something in my sales numbers, as you could probably see here in the background, and is that I don't seem to be progressing much, and I believe I've kind of figured out the main reason and the main goal for this, the main purpose for this. This is because when I tiered up to 500, what I decided to do was, instead of continuing doing what I was already doing, everything kind of changed. When I tiered up to 500, everything kind of changed for me, pretty much the way I was looking at it, and it wasn't a good thing. Basically, I was sitting with 400 empty slots, and instead of doing what I was already doing, which was just trying to make good content, making good designs, good quality designs, uploading it, and obviously hoping for some sales, I was sitting with 400 empty slots, and everything just became a mad rush. It became a kind of sprint to try and get these slots filled. In doing so, this really impacted on the quality of the designs that I was putting up. So I could throw up 200 designs within the space of maybe 2 weeks and not make a single sale from any of these designs. And this is because of I was looking at things, in my personal opinion, completely wrong. I was looking at just getting these slots filled, and the quality in the designs just were not on par. Basically, the first 100 designs that I threw up after turning up to 500 was they were just text-based designs, and with very little research done on these designs, and the keywords were not anything in particular. So basically, even if they did sell, I would not be proud of that sale. Now, I know a lot of people will probably disagree with me here and think I'm being really stupid, and I know that people think I know that merch is definitely a numbers game, and it is about getting as much content out as possible, but me personally, I still believe that it's also about quality, not just quantity. I would rather put more time into trying to figure out a design that is going to sell at least once per month, and have 10 designs up that is going to sell at least once per month, than throwing up 100 designs and hoping that one of them becomes like a kind of viral or trending design that sells several times a month. And I think that this is kind of what I was initially doing. I was just trying to find designs that are going to start selling several times per month, and I think that's a much harder target to actually achieve. Now, I have achieved it with maybe 2 designs. Some of them are selling several times per week, and most of these ones that you can see in the background, that's pretty much coming from the same design or a different variant of the same design. But now I've kind of shifted my way of thinking into trying to get more designs up that are selling several times, or even at least once per month. Hopefully it becomes several times per month, as opposed to trying to find a design and find a niche that is selling several times a day, several times a week. You know, it's a much easier thing to actually try and achieve. And my way of thinking is that if I can get, obviously I'm at tier 500 right now, if I can get 500 designs up, and say 250 of those designs become a design that sells at least once per month, that is me guaranteed at least 250 sales a month. Hopefully more, but that is a better way of thinking than as opposed to throwing up 500 designs and hoping that at least 10 of those 500 start selling several times a day. Because if you look at it that way, you're in a different competition category. You're competing with a much harder audience. You're competing against much bigger sellers. I suspect that when I do get my 500 full designs up with better quality, then these numbers should start to seek some real improvement. And I should tier up to 1,000 and be more proud of that tier, as opposed to just kind of trying to hit it as quickly as possible. I'm happy with the way my account's going right now, and I do suspect that once I get this up to 500 designs of better quality content, then I should tier up to 1,000. But I'm not in some mad rush to do this anymore. I've stopped that way of thinking. So I'll go through the numbers as always, guys. You can see here, all time I'm sitting at 80 sales. It's actually 84 sales with four returns or cancellations. This month so far I've actually sold 14 products, which is, I'm on target to actually hitting higher numbers than what I have the previous month. My previous month was obviously 35 sales and I made $67.74. I'm already sitting at $26.69, so I suspect that this month is going to be higher than last month. Now also something else that I will show you is that I've also had 2 sales in the UK this month, so this was quite a little surprise to me. When I did go into the UK market, I suspected that things would be much better in this respect, but the UK market is a much tougher market. It just doesn't have the consumers that the American market does. However, I am seeing a little bit of progress. I've not got a lot of designs in the UK market. The designs that I have got in the UK market are specific niche content for the people, for the UK people, for the British people. In particular, more niche down. It's actually more for the Scottish people. This is something that obviously that I suspected I would have had a great advantage on, but it's not so much the truth. But I am seeing some sales. Again, I had another sale on Friday. I believe it was last Friday. I sold in the UK market too, so it's Good Fridays for me. It's the same. I made 85 pence, so it was the same as last week. But it's still progression. So if we count those 2 sales, and we'll go back here, and we count those 14 sales, I've had 16 sales so far this month. Yesterday I had a little sale. Now you can see that it was only 25 cents, nothing special. This is one of the newer designs that I posted with a little bit better quality. I says my designs are taking a bit longer now because I'm putting more thought into the product itself and just try to get that kind of content out as opposed to just throwing up anything in the hope that I make a sale. The last 7 days I've made $17, including that 85 pence, so about $18 all in. This month I'm up $26.69. So not any dramatic progression from last week's earnings, but again it's just the zeros and the ones, and you can see on Friday I had 4 sales and also a sale in the UK market, so 5 sales on the Friday and then the ones and then the ones and then a zero again. I suspect that on Monday I'll get a sale. We usually do get a sale on Monday, so it would be probably in the last 7 days it probably hitting 10 as opposed to just the 9 that it's shown here. Again guys, not anything spectacular, but it's still progression and I'm still making sales, which is more important than anything. I do suspect that once I get my 500 designs live that this will improve. These numbers will definitely improve. It's just a waiting game really. But again, I'm going to concentrate more on the quality of my products and obviously just try and research some better niches as opposed to what I have been doing, which is just throwing up rubbish essentially. Like maybe the last 100 designs that I threw up, I had seen zero real progression, and this is just because of I have more or less just been trying to fill up those slots and hoping for the best with them, just to try and get to tier 1000. But I don't see the point in me hitting tier 1000 if only. What's the point in having 1,000 designs live and only 50 of them actually sell, and you've got 950 stagnant designs there that will never see a sale, or maybe even if they do see a sale they'll probably sell them once per year if you're lucky, and the quality in them is just not great. It's not something for me. Even if they did sell, I wouldn't be proud of it. The ones that I do sell regularly, I'm actually very proud of these designs. I made these whilst I was at tier 100, and I was actually concentrating more on the quality of them. So when someone purchases these designs, I do feel very good about myself. Not for the royalty, because it's not as if it's making me rich, but just I do like the thought that someone has found my design and they liked my design and decided to purchase it and they are wearing my design, that means quite a lot to me. And I need to keep that passion alive, basically. If that passion dies, I think that it just becomes a money game, and I don't want it to just become a money game. I do, yes, of course, we're wanting to make money from this, but I think you do have to have an initial passion for it. And if this passion dies, then I think the quality will die with your products, and you're just not going to really progress that way. So anyway, guys, that's more or less all I want to say. I will be posting again next week for another update. These numbers, hopefully we'll see some real progression. I can't guarantee it, but as long as I get consistency and I get consistent sales, I'm happy with that. Eventually, it's a waiting game, if anything. Eventually things will improve. My month by month has already improved. That's already been shown. So if it continues this way, it's just going to keep going up and up and up. Well, anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you all later. Goodbye.